What's up guys, it's Lauren here. A long time no see. It has literally been over a year since I've posted on this channel, and to be honest, as you can see in the title, I'm pregnant. I am literally 38 weeks and 4 days today, and yeah, I'm basically gonna be doing my makeup, talking to you guys about how I found out I was pregnant and just different symptoms I've been going through throughout my pregnancy. I do plan on doing other little like mom pregnancy videos. I don't want this to like turn into a mom channel. Honestly, who knows, but definitely will doing like what I'm packing in my hospital bag. I don't know what else could I film. I definitely want to do a labor and delivery vlog, and also like a story time after everything happens. My baby could literally be here any day, any moment. I am having a girl. Her due date is August 26th, so we're literally 10 days away. Quick disclaimer, if you guys hear people outside, dogs barking, my dog barking, he's sitting right next to me on the couch. I did move into my own apartment with my boyfriend, and there are other dogs here and obviously people who live here, so you might see like shadows in the back or just hear voices and stuff, so just a disclaimer for that. I'm not trying to do too much of a crazy makeup look. Honestly, I haven't done my makeup in a minute, probably since the baby shower. Also, boom, I'm probably gonna do a story time on this, but I did get COVID while being pregnant. I know. I did get retested already and I came back negative, so I did beat the coronavirus, but I definitely will be doing a story time on how it happened, my symptoms, and everything in between. My face is already moisturized. I just put some Vaseline on my lips, and yeah, so let's just get started. So I don't know if I want to, I'm just gonna explain what I'm using. I'm using the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This one is in 3.75. I don't know what like color that is. Also, if you see me looking down to the left, my mirror is right here, so yeah, that's what I'm using, obviously. So okay, let's get into this. Ever since I was 13 years old, that's when I first got my period. Ever since I was 13 years old, what the hell is that? That when I first got my period, since then, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Actually not 21 because I turned 21 while being pregnant. So until 20, I got my period every single month, like every single month. I never missed a period. I didn't have periods that I didn't get my period or anything like that. Maybe if I was like stressed out or something, like it may be delayed a couple days and might come a little bit early. I kept like a period tracker on my phone, so I pretty much knew like around the time I was gonna get my period. It was just like clockwork, like I just never not got my period, you know? So, in December of 2019, on my app, it was saying that I was supposed to get my period, I think on like December 22nd or something like that. And 22nd, 23rd, 24th, you know, pass by, Christmas comes, and I'm like, okay, bro, something's up, because I should have my period by now. Like I never go this long, more than like 3 days after my expected date to get my period, and basically I did not get my period. And I went back home for Christmas and for my friend's birthday, and when I came back to San Francisco, my gym's still living in San Francisco around this time for school, so, and I met my boyfriend in San Francisco. So when I flew back home, I'm like, okay babe, like I need to take a test because something's off. And like I always have feelings about things, and in my head I'm like, no, like stop being negative, like stop, like no, like stop thinking that. But the voice in my head is like, no girl, like you're pregnant, like you're pregnant. Like, you never miss your period. Since you've been 13 years old, you have never missed your period. So you're telling me this one time, like, let's just be real, you know? So mind you, I have this in the back of my head, and I'm like, I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to make it true. Like, no. But went back to San Francisco, and on December 30th of 2019, I took a pregnancy test. When I tell you, no, that was the second time. So I took the test and I had to wait, and I took the clear blue pregnancy test. So my boyfriend got me a pregnancy test, I took it, and that John said pregnant. Like, it wasn't the lines or anything. Like, it came with 2 pregnancy tests, one that was like digital, where it would say pregnant or not pregnant, like literally the words, and then the other one like was with the lines. So I took that John, and sure enough, my boyfriend went into the bathroom and he looked, and like a part of me really wanted to say not pregnant, but I just knew it was gonna say pregnant because there was just no other way. And he looked at me with a straight face, and I was like, no. And I went in the bathroom and I was like, oh my gosh. And I looked at it and it said pregnant, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I instantly just started crying because I was like, whoa, like, this is really happening. And I feel like most of my life I always said that whenever I got pregnant, I would keep the baby, and in hopes that I obviously like was in love with this person. I wanted a future with this person, and it wasn't just it happened. So it was just more of like a reality check, like, what? And I kind of always had like a thought in the back of my mind, like, will I be able to have kids? Like, nothing ever gave me like the thought that I wouldn't be able to, but this really just validated, like, wow, like, now that question I've always had in my head, like growing up and stuff, like, what if I'm unable to have kids when I want to? But I'm like, no, like, I could have kids, like, I'm pregnant. So it took me, like, we didn't tell anyone most of January. Like, I confided in like one person about it, and like during the time it was just more of like contemplating, like us just talking, like, what do we want to do? Like, can we do this, you know? Like, is this a smart choice? My boyfriend was like super supportive. He was just like, whatever you want to do, like, I support you on. I don't want to like sway you in a certain direction. Like, whatever you feel is the right thing, like, I will go with you in that. And I'm so grateful for that. I had no pressure to pick a side. It was like completely up to me, in which I of course asked him 1,000,001 times what he wanted to do, because I felt like I'm in a relationship with you, like, I want you to have an opinion as well. So for a while, like, I want to say for like 2 or 3 days straight, I was like, I'm not gonna keep it. Like, I can't do this. Like, I'm still in college. Like, my dad's gonna kill me. I'm not in the financial position to have a baby, you know? And then one day we were just hanging out, and I was like, I want to keep it. And it just felt right saying that out loud. And every time I would say that I didn't want to keep it, it didn't really sit well with me. So I told him that I wanted to keep it, and he was like, okay, like, we're gonna do it. And from then on, I didn't go back on my decision, and I will forever be all for women if they feel like they don't want to carry a child, if they feel like it's not their time, or they just don't want a baby at that moment, or a baby at all. Like, people are more than entitled to do what they want with their bodies. I don't regret my decision, and you shouldn't regret yours either. Like, if you feel like it's not your time, don't have a baby, you know? Like, screw everyone else's opinions, because it's your life at the end of the day. It's your body. And if you have a partner who is guilt tripping you, like, in a certain way, like, they're not for you, because they're not the ones that are gonna be going through body changes and, you know, mental obstacles and stuff. Like, pregnancy is not easy. So yeah, basically that's how I found out I was pregnant. So let's get into how everything played out afterwards. Let's fast forward to like the end of January. So at the end of January, mind you, I am working 2 jobs, okay? I work as a receptionist at one job, and I worked as a bartender at a strip club. And I say bartender because I wasn't like whipping up drinks or anything. I was literally just pouring wine and beer. Sorry, I'm spraying my beauty blender. Oh, the concealer I used is the Maybelline, the one that looks like this. I don't know, obviously I need a new one, but that, and I don't know what shade it's in because it's gone. But yeah, so I'm just spraying my beauty blender with this Urban Decay De-Slick spray. I don't feel like getting up and actually, let me not be lazy. I'm working 2 jobs and I was literally just pouring beer and wine into cups. Mind you, it was non-alcoholic because I was still 20 years old at the time. I just turned 21 in February. So when I got hired there, obviously I was still 20. Like, yeah. I can also I want to do a couple story times about working there, my experience there, like how I got hired and things like that. So I do plan on making videos about working there because it was a cool experience. I really did enjoy it, to be honest. But around this time, being in the beginning of my pregnancy, it was not easy on me because at the receptionist like job, I was working from like 8 a.m. to 1:30, 2 o'clock ish. I would have class from like 2 to 4, sometimes 5, and then I would have to work at the club from 7 to 2 a.m. So after I got off at the club at 2 a.m., I'm getting home by 3, settled in by like 3:30, and then I'm going to work, like getting up at 7:30 to go to my receptionist job. So I was literally getting like minimum 5 hours of sleep every night, and that's when it was starting to really kick in, like just like being pregnant and stuff. So I was really struggling with that, and to be honest, that's when I started like not really enjoying working at the club because I just felt like always fatigued. I had morning sickness. Oh my gosh, I had morning sickness so bad, which is kind of how I knew I was having a girl, because there's that that thing where if you have morning sickness, like you're more than likely to have a girl. But she was, I don't know, she would definitely let me know if she didn't like something that we were eating. Like she had no problem telling me that. I don't know why I feel like this brow looks so much different. Am I tripping? If anything, I'll fix it later if I really bothers me. So yeah, it would be, so it was like clockwork. Like every time, so I would try to eat something before work. Usually I wouldn't be able to because I just wouldn't be hungry like that. But once I got to work and it would hit like midnight, and I would like, or every time I went on my lunch, it would be like around like 11 or something like that. And after midnight, which would definitely be like morning, you know, it's after midnight, I would just feel so nauseous, and that's when I feel like the most customers would come and like ask for drinks, which would annoy the hell out of me because I'm like, I don't feel well, but I'm like, I can't take it out on you. You don't know. I can't get mad at you. I'm gonna take the same concealer that I use for under my brows and put this under my eyes. Love that. So I literally go to the bathroom and throw up and then come back out and have to put a smile on my face. So that was definitely super annoying. I hated that so much. And then really just like going home, not being able to fully enjoy sleep. At the end of January, all of February, I had morning sickness. It wasn't every single night, but it was definitely very often. All the dancers there knew that I was pregnant, so they were also like really sweet and accommodating. Like they'd bring me water when I would be throwing up, or some of them were moms, so they would like give me suggestions on what to eat to help with the nausea, being nauseous, I'm not sure. So that was definitely really helpful, super sweet. I loved them so much. They were just so catering to me and like just so freaking accommodating, honestly. So yeah, okay, February, that's pretty much what happened in February, just being nauseous and stuff. I didn't start showing really until I want to say April, like showing, because for the most part it just looked like I had like a burrito and I just pigged out. I just had a little like pooch, like, and it started showing until April, which would be like, oh, like she's pregnant, you know? So I would have like these stomach pains though. I would have these stomach pains like in February and in January. And I think that was just like my body like adjusting to having to hold this baby, you know what I mean? Like it's a body change, like your body's like, oh wait, hold on, we're gonna be developing a whole human inside of us. Like, oh, also I forgot to say that during the time that like in December when I was back home, and I would still have like the symptoms of when I was about to get my period. So I'd have like mild little cramps, like a little bit of spotting. So that's why also like I was getting my hopes up for not being pregnant, because I'm like, oh, like wait, I'm getting my symptoms like that I usually get before I get my period, but no, wasn't the case. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm gonna take this medium deep Maybelline Fit Me Loose finishing powder. That's such a long word. I'm just gonna take a little bit because I really don't like the way this stuff is like for people who wear foundation and wear like makeup. Like I just literally put concealer under my eyes and want to put a light powder under, but if you leave in my skin, like I don't like the way my skin looks. This is why I don't like wearing foundation, and just I don't like it. So yeah, let's see, April, yeah, by the time like March hit, I stopped having those little cramp pains or whatever. What else would happen to me? I feel like it's like so long ago, but it's like really not. But this brow is like really just irritating me for some reason. I need to figure something out. I don't know if that did anything, probably didn't. I'm actually getting so hot. I don't know if you can see the redness in my face. And I don't want to turn the air on because it's pretty loud, the AC. Yeah. So let's see what I want to do next. I'm gonna take this little face brush and I'm gonna take, it's like I basically think of this as like a compacted version of the loose powder I just put on. This is in Toffee Caramel. It's by Maybelline again. Maybelline Fit Me. When we hit about like May, I'm definitely showing by then. Mind you, in March is when I lost my job due to COVID. So we shut down. The club actually shut down like for good. Like they're not opening again supposedly. Like last that I heard, like my manager had said that like they were closing down for good, which is like so sad because what, like that club in San Francisco had been around for a really long time, like a long time. Like I don't even know when it started, but I do know that it was up and running for a cool minute. So it's just crazy for him to say like, yeah, we're closing down for good. Pretty much I haven't been working since, because by the time things were like opening back up here in California, I feel like I was already too like sluggish to like want to work, and I started getting like really lazy. I don't know, honestly the only time I really left the house was like to eat, to go to my doctor's appointments, in which it was so annoying because my boyfriend wasn't able to go with me. I'm just gonna say my boyfriend's name is Fred, so we're just gonna refer to him as his name because I don't know, it's just annoying. I don't know why I get annoyed with saying like my boyfriend. So yeah, so Fred wasn't able to go with me in the doctor's office. Like the first time that we were able to see her on the ultrasound, I was about maybe like 14 to 16 weeks, I don't remember exactly, but that's like the first appointment he went to before they started like being really strict about like only the person who has an appointment can come into the building. Like he couldn't even step inside the building, so we would literally Uber there, he would stay outside, I would go inside to do my appointment and then come out and we would Uber back home. So that was really annoying. I moved back to LA in June. That's when we got our apartment, so we've been here since. So June, July, and this month August will mark 3 months of us moving back. Yeah, it really sucked because I felt like I couldn't fully enjoy going to these doctor's appointments, seeing her on the ultrasound with Fred because of COVID. So it really sucked for us. And still, like, the one out here, my hospital out here is a little bit more lenient about visitors, so that's a good thing. But literally the one in San Francisco, they were like, you got an appointment? No? Okay, you gotta go. Like, they did not care. The highlighter I'm using is the Wet n Wild highlighting powder, by the way. So I really might have to cut this air on because it is so freaking hot. So yeah, I'm gonna put this highlighter on. I'm trying to think of like big things that were happening to me. So far, I have gained 33 pounds, in which, let's talk about that. I had gone through a phase where I had only gained like 20 pounds at one point. I was like, okay, like this is fine, like I'm good. That was at my like 6-month mark, I want to say. I'm like, okay, like I'm good, like I'll be able to snap back, you know, in which I had to take myself out of that mindset because it's not about snapping back. In like, I found myself comparing myself to other pregnant women and like their bodies and like how small they were, like even up until like they had their baby. And I'm like, Lauren, like everyone's body type is different. Like people are going to gain weight differently, people are going to, their bodies are going to change differently, you know. So I found myself getting really on my head, like you need to stop eating so much, like you're getting bigger. But then it's like, no, you are feeding a whole other human. Like there's no room for punishing yourself because you're really punishing like your baby at the end of the day. So I never not like, oh, I'm not gonna eat, oh, I'm not gonna do this. It was just more of like a mental thing of like, should you do this? But I was like, no, like you should not, because whatever happens, and after you have this baby, then you can think about how you're gonna snap back, you know what I mean? Like don't affect yourself, don't affect like your baby because of your personal issues that you're going through. So I definitely was going through a lot of insecurities with that, but thank God, like Fred is just such a super supportive person and just like telling me like, you are creating a whole baby inside of you, like our daughter is inside of you. Your weight is something that can change afterwards. Like don't stress about it right now because you're gonna stress her out. And that's so true. And yeah, so right now I'm going to spray my face with the spray. So the lashes I'm gonna put on, they look like this. I'm not sure which name that they're called, to be honest, but if you recognize this casing, I'm pretty sure you know, like they sell them at a lot of stores. I think I just ripped off a part of the lash on accident. Great. So yeah, also around the 7-month mark, like there was one day my boobs would hurt so badly. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting stuff, like literally pregnancy brain. Another symptom that I would have in the beginning of my pregnancy, along with morning sickness, my boobs, my nipples were so itchy. Oh my gosh, like so itchy. Like it was at one point I was just like scratching and I had like really red marks on my boobs. Like I was going in because it's never itched so much in my life and I just couldn't stop it. I ended up getting like hydrocortisone to help with the itching and everything, and that really helped, but that was no joke. Like they just wouldn't stop itching. But there was one day, I think I was around like 7 months, my boobs were just hurting so much, like so much pain. And I know that I was probably just like my milk coming in and things like that. So I was in the car and I was with Fred's sister and I was like, my boobs are killing me. Like, and she's had kids before, so whenever I have questions, I'm always asking her. But, oh, she was like, oh, your boobs are leaking, huh? And I was like, no, like they're just hurting. And I'm like, leaking? Like what? Like What the hell? Like, what she mean? My boob's leaking. I'm gonna take this mascara. This is the Milk Makeup Push Mascara. And she was like, yeah, like your boobs are gonna start leaking. I'm like, wait, what the hell? Sure enough, I kid you not, that night I'm at home, or actually no, I was at Fred's apartment. I'm laying down, watching TV, and I get up and there's a puddle like right where I was laying, like on my side. There's a puddle like from my boob on the sheet, and I was like, bruh, like what? Like, what are the odds? Ever since then, ever since I was 7 months, my boobs leak every day. I had to order nipple pads on Amazon. Didn't even know those existed, literally. Yeah, my boobs have leaked ever since that day. It is the most annoying thing. And if I forget to put my nipple pads on, I will just have a spot where my nipples are, and it's so embarrassing. I literally sleep with a towel like tucked under my boobs so that it won't get on the sheets. That's probably one of the most annoying things about pregnancy, to be honest. It's so annoying. I really didn't even know that that was a thing. Like, no one told me, no one warned me. What the hell? Let's see. I don't even know if I have any. Oh, I do have lash glue. So next I'm gonna be putting lashes on. Great. Oh, I keep dropping stuff. And I will show you guys my belly at the end. Like I said, I'm 38 weeks today. I was really hoping she was gonna come earlier, but she's chilling in the womb, which is fine because the longer she goes, the more developed she will be. By 39 weeks, they're considered full term. So I'm like low-key thinking about getting induced at 39 weeks, but I don't know. We shall see. So I'm gonna take my duo lash glue and pop these suckers on. I will be back when my lashes are on. We are back with the lashes, honey. I don't remember what I was talking about. I really hope it was nothing I had to continue talking about. And this is eyelash glue, by the way. Also, I know that this lash is longer on this eye. Like I said in the beginning, I did rip off a piece of the eyelash, so they're not gonna be even. I'm sorry if that irritates you, but yeah. So I'm gonna add one more step. I have like this bag of glitters, and I just wanna add one on. So I'm really just gonna dip my hand in. This is probably super dangerous and can irritate your eye, but I'm still gonna do it. It's not my first rodeo, so it's okay. But yeah, does that look stupid? I kind of look stupid now that I like think of it, but that means I would have to take off all my makeup, so I don't want to. I got these off of Amazon, by the way. We're gonna do one more spritz. Oh my gosh, that made my eye burn. Her name is gonna be Zamaya, by the way. I don't know if I'd mentioned that before, but yeah, that's gonna be her name. And for the most part, pregnancy is a beautiful, crazy thing. It's just, I think it's so amazing what women's bodies can do, what we can endure. I am so nervous for labor, mainly for the contractions, but I just know it'll all be worth it, and I'll just be telling myself that this is temporary pain. It's going to be worth it in the end. You're going to meet your daughter, and I'm just so excited. So like I said, she is due on August 26th, so I definitely will be vlogging whenever I go into labor. I do plan on trying to stick it out as much as I can before going to the hospital, because I don't want to just sit there in the bed having to go through pain and wait and do all the extra stuff. I want to kind of go through as much as I can, but we'll see, because I can say that now and have the first contraction and be like, let's go. By the way, that little thing right there is my dog. He just sat up because he heard something outside. So I know you guys want to see my belly. I know. So let's do that. So I'm gonna back you guys up a little bit. So this is my belly right now. with my like shirt on. And when I lift it, this is how big I am at 38 weeks. That is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. There'll be more videos that I mentioned in the beginning coming out soon. Yeah, thank you for watching. I said that already. Have a good night, a good day, whenever you're watching this. I'll see you soon. Bye.